Welcome to the Voice of C38 Untapped. We are at Alpine Dog Brewery.
Whoa! I'm here!
He's here. All right. Hello and welcome to the Voice of C38 Untapped. I am your host, Brendan Wyatt. Today we are at Alpine Dog Brewery, which is off of Ogden and Colfax down in downtown Denver. I am joined by the original creators of Untapped. So, as we start this show off, we're going to start with the Ski Naked Brew. Mm-hmm. All right, so this
jumping
is
straight into it.
Yeah, we're jumping right into it. This is just how we have to go. It's a wild saison, peppery.
Can we toast?
Yeah,
Toast.
cheers.
To the season.
Oh yeah, to the season as it's already underway.
I like it.
That peppery is no
So
joke.
good. My go-to beer right now. This is the one I'm actually drinking.
This is your go-to.
Yeah, for Alpine,
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not getting much peppery. I'm getting a lot of fruit, and I like it. I like it. It's really good.
It's a
really
summer
delicious.
beer. I see
Summer
summer
beer.
on this one.
Backwater. Yeah, I like it. This is definitely it didn't come out right.
No, never does.
Take 4.
Episode 8
yeah,
still hasn't come out right.
Kind of ask about last night.
Yeah.
So, some takeaways, some thoughts.
First and foremost, atmosphere was electric. I think you guys can agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, 17,500 fans. The place was buzzing. I got to spend some time with the players and the coaches afterwards, and the very first thing Coach Hudson said in the post-match press conference, you were there, Brendan, he took his opening statement. He said, look, if we get that kind of support on a regular basis, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, if we can turn Dick's Sporting Goods Park into the kind of fortress that it's been in years past, and if we can have that kind of support, and if we can come out every home match and know that we're going to have, that many people raucous standing behind us, it's going to be one of the hardest places to play in MLS, if not the hardest. And having that home field advantage in MLS and being able to get victories at home and then go and steal points on the road, if you can do that, you can be a playoff team. And we've said from day one that whether it's this season or next season or the season after that, our goal is to be a perennial playoff team. And so, having the kind of support that we had last night is going to go a long way.
Did you see the TIFO?
I saw the TIFO.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah?
It was brilliant, yeah. I'd be interested to hear it from you guys' perspective. What was it like as a fan, as a supporter, looking around the stadium?
From my end of it, which I spend a lot of my time all over the stadium throughout 90 minutes, the experience that we had, the Rapids Club itself stepped their game up. As well as, it was just, it's good to know going into this season that we have a lot of things going positively, and you guys are really trying to promote things as well. So I think that it's really it's going to get better.
When Port and Wayne first took over, they said, we want to hold on to the things that this club has always done well, things like organization and defensive solidity, but we want to evolve in the areas that maybe we haven't been as good as we need to be. And what you've seen is a team who went out and got some really quality defenders, and Tommy Smith, Danny Wilson. We have the best goalie in U.S. soccer history. We have Jack Price, who I think has impressed everyone in that deep lying 6 role in his distribution. But then, and so that's an example of us holding on to the things that this club's always stood for. But then we went out and got Joe Mason. Then we went out and got Yannick Boley. Then we went out and got Edgar Castillo. Yeah. So we are making a very concerted effort to grow and evolve in the way that we get forward. And look, if you look at last night, and if you look at Edgar bring down that ball and play it first time, and Dom run onto it and finish that, and then Joe Mason's second goal, and you realize that Aigner, Gashi, and Yannick weren't even on the field, but it's a team that's going to score some goals, and it's a team that's going to be exciting to watch this year. I have no doubt about that.
And you did mention also a lot of the building that we've done as far as the team and the execution on the field, but there's been a lot of building marketing-wise too.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about that a little bit off screen, whatnot, as far as the billboards that's being seen, the commercials, the visits on certain TV stations and whatnot.
Sure.
So there's really kind of been a push
to play off of that. The visibility on just kind of across Denver has increased. And whether it be billboards or media or on TV over the radio, the amount of visibility that the Rapids have grown.
It's improved.
Been fantastic. Yeah, and you have to have that for a club that's, looking to be one of the best clubs in the MLS. And like stepping up your game. I mean, it's one of those
Just looking
things.
for that drop.
Elevate.
Step your game up and elevate.
I think the marketing is fantastic.
Good.
The direction that you guys are going, the optimism, and just the feel that everybody's so excited for it.
I've said
you don't have that.
I've said before that a lot of professional sports organizations operate as if they have like a divine right to be supported. They think just by merely existing, they deserve to have this incredible support from the fan base. Like, I don't think anyone in our organization believes that. Whether it's Wayne Brandt or Porig or Alyssa Bruno, who is our senior director of marketing, who does a tremendous job, we all recognize that when it comes to support, you get what you put in. And we want to put in everything we have. We want to go out and we want to make fans feel a part of this, and that we want them to know what we're trying to accomplish and how we're trying to accomplish it. And ultimately, maybe that makes some people uncomfortable in the sense that it then gives people the metrics by which to judge your own success. But if you're not willing to take that on, then what are you doing in sports? So I mean, we're happy to go out there and engage with people as best we can, anytime we can, because like I said, when it comes to fans, when it comes to supporters, you get what you put in, and we're willing, I think, to put in as much as possible in order to make sure that Dick's Sporting Goods Park looks like it did last night on a regular basis.
Nice. I mean, if you think back to the CONCACAF, just the amount of support that came out.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it was just a solid grouping of people in 117. It was negative 10 degrees.
Yeah, you weren't moving a lot because you're all frozen.
Let's have a sippy.
All right. So
as we move on to this is the Loopland Fantasy.
Loopland.
As we say hi to the Denver Fire Department. This is we're kind of reaching into the pale ale IPA kind of realm here.
Juicy, tropical, and smooth. That's actually what it says, but
we're just going off of that because as we were progressing a little bit,
it's got a little hop to it.
It does. It's definitely moving into the IPA. We do have another home game coming up this week.
I'm excited. It'll just be good to get back in the stadium. That's the thing,
I mean, that's a good thing to hear from the club standpoint of it. As far as we look at last week, and there's not a lot of time to process between what happened in this last game and then we have this next game coming up.
Sure.
But I think that really, from our aspect of it, is okay. We can take some takeaways from this last game, which. Again, at home, we did pretty dang well considering this was only our second game, so there's a lot to build off of. Coming in against Philadelphia, I think that you're right. There's something we can build off of here, and getting a result at home is going to be different. But I think that when it comes to next week,
the one thing, from my perspective, and I was talking to you guys about this earlier, with Coach Hudson, the one thing that we absolutely know as a club that we're going to get is meticulous preparation. When on New Year's morning, Coach wrote an open letter to fans, and it was published in Burgundy Wave. And one of the things he said, he'd been asked by a lot of Rapid supporters, what do you love most about being a head coach in anywhere, whether it's with the New Zealand national team or in MLS? And he said, I love the feeling when I'm sitting in the locker room with the guys and we're about to take the field and there's that nervous energy and you know that you're about to walk out and the place is going to be buzzing and you look around the room and everyone looks confident because they know that they've put in the work that they needed to in order to be successful when they take the field. And I love that. I love knowing that our team is going to be tactically and mentally prepared before they take the field every single game. And so whether it's Philadelphia or Dallas the following week, or whether it's our nationally televised game versus Orlando in April on ESPN, the one thing as a Rapid supporter that you can always know is that Coach Hudson's going to have our guys prepared.
That being said, I'm going to finish this
All right. Yeah, I feel like
and we move on
some
to
more
the beer.
All right.
What do we got here, boys?
I believe it's the same one that both of you are drinking, the Yakima Nectar.
We're two-fist in this one.
I can only one fist.
I'll two-fist it.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Oh,
that's
good.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, wow, that is good.
That's my favorite one.
That's smooth. That's not like overly hoppy.
It's citrusy. It's floral. It's piney.
That pine comes right like at the end. You almost don't notice it. But
It's a late pine.
Yeah.
Late pine. Stoppage time pine. This is what it is.
Time pine.
Yeah. That should have been the name
Also-
of the beer.
also-
Stoppage Time Pine.
Also my rap name.
Stay tuned for
Breaking beat down.
excerpts or post cuts. So we bust in some TCP. All right. Yeah. Moving forward,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep drinking the citrus floral pine.
As a supporters group, we have a lot of different things that are coming into play that just add so much more to the overall, soccer footy experience. On the walls,
The murals.
The murals
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have to give you guys props for is just the communication from the front office. There's so many things that have happened this season because of the communication from the front office and giving us, the ability to add those railings in 117. I think that's fantastic.
That's even small. Just embracing the supporters' culture and kind of how important that we can be in the partnership that can work with the club.
Yeah.
Like the flags.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was great.
gosh,
I
the
thought that really
flags were
added some
great.
atmosphere last night. Yeah.
Granted, there was not the smoke that we were hoping for, but we're still working on it.
I think from my perspective, it's hard for us maybe in some ways not to sound cliche when we talk about this. It really is. We say, you hear us talk about it all the time, like supporters are the lifeblood of the club. You hear us preach about how much we value and how much work we want to put in to empowering fans to come out to the stadium. You hear us talk about these things all the time, right? But we mean it. I don't know how else to say it. We really mean it. And there's some real synergy in that. And again, I know it sounds cliche, and I know you would expect someone in my job title to say that. I get that, but it's true. Like, it's really true, and it is probably the most fulfilling part of my job is the interactions with the supporters group, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
It's a soccer family, and just the overall, I want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Rapids. I'm here to hang out with everyone, and you just feel this excitement, and just like you're part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Yeah, that's well said.
And
That's really well said.
To be a part of that is, it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
So the C38 experience is kind of one of those things that translates directly to, the game day experience from the front office. So I know you guys have been doing quite a few things, and I love all the things that you've been doing.
A lot of changes to the sort of in-game experience from seasons past. And, we mentioned Wayne earlier, but this is something that Wayne Brandt, our Senior Vice President, deserves a ton of credit for. Just enhancing the overall experience. When you walk into Dick's Sporting Goods Park, we want you to know that this is a class place to come and watch a soccer game. And part of the new things this season are LED boards that surrounded the pitch. I know fans saw that last night.
They were so awesome.
They were awesome, weren't they? They were awesome.
really were.
They were genuinely awesome. DJ Jen Jones, and I know having a DJ at the stadium is something that some people poke a little bit of fun at, but I'll tell you what, for me, like, DJ Jen Jones adds a significant addition to the overall atmosphere.
Yeah,
like, it's really cool.
At
Like,
the jersey release party, she
that
did
was
a great job.
That was great. And by the way, as a quick sidebar, the jersey release party, the jersey launch season kickoff party, that was awesome.
It was.
That was great. That was really, really
That was your
great.
first one,
That
wasn't
was
it?
my first one.
Okay.
But the sort of the lighting and the setup and you guys singing Mountain Roads during the fashion show, that was awesome. But back
catwalk.
to the catwalk. Yeah, the catwalk. Yeah.
All right. That's not
What do we
On
got?
that note,
We're gonna go multi
go
on
with
this
Dog
one, guys.
Brewery.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with this blind Sherpa. Because it's Colorado, and if there's not Sherpa involved, then
I think Sherpa is actually a Himalayan thing.
it is.
to be
But it's
fair,
pretty close to like what people like.
What's that?
oh, that's good.
I filled my mouth full of beer.
Yeah.
That is
That's delicious.
I'm up on the mountain skiing.
My coffee went cold before I hit those skis.
Let's try this. Let's do this. You know what you have in this beer? You got coffee?
Mocha.
Malt.
Let's go.
E.
Let's go.
Our last Untapped episode of this season before we really get into the season in earnest, and then we'll pick this back up after the season ends. But I want to say thank you to both of you, and I mean that. Like, it's pretty cool that we were able to create something like this that I think directly connects the supporters group to the club in a way that is unique and I think different. Because if you look around Major League Soccer, the truth is no one else is doing this type of thing, and you guys deserve all the credit in the world for that. This is your guys' brainchild, and I hope we can keep it going. And as a club, and I'm comfortable speaking on behalf of the entire organization when I say this, but it means a lot, and we really appreciate it.
I think that what we want to do for this is set it aside. It's not over, because it's going to return at the culmination of the 2018 season.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that, like,
I'm a little broken up right now.
you know,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good stuff coming next year too, with Marcelo Balboa. If you're watching,
Yeah,
we're gonna bring you
sorry,
on.
dude.
Connor Casey, if you're watching, you're probably coming on as well.
you can pick your bar, man. Just saying. Like,
Yeah.
you're from here. Pick your bar.
And Fran Taylor and Anina Patel, we're gonna have to bring you both out as well. So lots of good stuff coming up. Real quickly, how about a quick toast to John for all the work that he's put in terms of getting things edited. It's been terrific.
Thank you very much for sticking with us through the off season.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're going to stick with the current, which is going to keep you current with all things during the season. Meanwhile, cheers. Get your beers into the
So
pits.
yeah,
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate.
so cheers. Till next season.
Till next
Tip
season.
your
Till
beers.
next off
Till
season.
next season.
Cheers and tip your beers.
We can do
No
this.
burping.
Yeah. This is the no burp zone.
No burps. Oh, my bad. Philly itself can take advantage of right now.
Just on the side of the street, just taking advantage of those.
That last comment is not endorsed by the Colorado Rapids.